Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mampulo from Mampulo's Corner. Renee your mindset. Guys, nothing will not go to for this country called Nigeria. So a whole senator stand up in a senate house. You know how I do? Not be say he tell somebody by mistake or he just dey hide them. The rumor can't spread. It can't spread. We can't hear them. Some kepu. No. A whole senator, Nigerian senator, stand up boldly. Open your mouth when you take the chop yam. They chop cassava and cocoyam. He say na him dey influence your wife. They tell a wife, say most of the cases when a wife they hold. When a wife be chief judge of appeal court, say na him dey influence your wife, make it dey bend the case in favor of senators. Say him when be the senator, when be a husband, na him dey infringe on his wife's right. He dey enter your wife, they tell the wife, say no, that person case, kill him, destroy him. No. If you judge him right, you go prison. That senator, now my friend, kill him, kill the case. You go reach another senator, he get say no, na allegation of corruption, na fraud. No, bend them on technicality. Una no see una a whole senator open mouth. They confess for inside Senate house. Where national TV, one national TV, they face am, camera face am everywhere. Until today, till now, they never arrest the senator, they never arrest the wife. Oh, what a country. What a useless country. If a useless man now, if an idiot now, they don't go arrest him. Oh, arrest him, kill him, prosecute him, because that person is nobody. Nobody will go arrest him. Do him like like pepper soup. See senator, I want to confess. Say all the cases when a wife they handle. When all the cases when a wife when be chief justice or whatever one they call her for appeal court, they handle. Say na fake. Say na that they bend them. Say they influence them. That they change them. They don't handle them according to the law. Today anybody fit talk. Even our president Tinubu never talk. He never react. And not when they fight corruption, you don't arrest this one. You don't sack this one. You don't suspend this one. Allow this corruption case. Hence you come out. Make we know say you dey work well. Allow them to go around. That senator supposed to be under questioning now with the wife. The senator is supposed to be under questioning. And those are senators when they don't use their influence, when they don't influence their cases, they're supposed to go investigate them and review their cases again. Are you people doing it now? And the corruption. And then I fight the corruption. Are you people sure that you are fighting corruption or you are fighting the people that fought you before? Because I want to be crystal clear on what is happening. Are you fighting corruption or you are fighting people that fought you before? These are two different things. No, I want to know. Because if they not arrest this senator, when talk this thing now, say now influence in wife till they destroy all the cases against senators and other politicians. If they're not arrested, I know so una never start with it. Una don't fight any corruption. You people are fighting back. I don't want to talk too much. Let's begin to watch video. Watch.
Adamu Bukachua, the senator representing Bauchi North, on Monday set social media abuzz after stating during the valedictory session of the 9th Senate that he often influenced his wife, Zainab Bukachua, a former president of the Court of Appeal's decisions while she was in office. Zainab is the first female to hold the position of president of the Nigerian Court of Appeal. In 2019, she was the chairman of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, but later recused herself from participating in adjudicating petitions filed by Atiku Abubakar, challenging the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, ahead of the 10th House, her husband, Adamu, revealed that his wife used her position as a judge to favor his colleagues in the Senate. Let's take a listen before we come back for a discussion.
Jesus. At my age, I don't think I will lobby anybody under the sun. I would do the right thing, and I always do the right thing, and sincerely and honestly too.
You mean
So,
as you influence your
I
wife?
know, I look at faces in this chamber whom have come to me and sought for my help. when my wife was the president of the Court of Appeal.
Jesus.
And I'm sure I'm...
The single Senator Adam Ahmed Bukacho, I think I would advise that you just round up and take your seat.
Off your mic. Off your mic.
Many names. We know ourselves.
We know ourselves.
I must say that, okay, to round up, since that's what you want me to do.
Confession.
I will do that.
Okay.
And I must thank particularly my wife, whose freedom and independence I encroached upon while she was in office. And she has been very tolerant and accepted my encroachment.
Yes.
And extended her help,
her corruption,
to my colleagues.
No, her corruption.
Distinguished, please, I don't think this is a good idea going this direction. It's not a good idea.
You know, see you, Bala.
It's not a good idea.
It's a good idea. Cracking up. Let us take more reactions to this story.
It's a very good idea. God catch them.
God catch them. Well, a former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Olisa Agbakuba, has faulted the senator's comment, stating that the comment was a monumental disgrace for the judiciary institutions and that he deserves to be taken up immediately by the authorities. And that he has lost 3 cases presided over by Bukachiwa. And so the senator's comment seems to suggest why, calling it a blight on his confidence. Well, let me take a reaction. This one is from Chidi. He wrote, Adamu Bukachiwa so loved his wife that he had to take to the floor of the Senate to announce that she was a corrupt judge. Well, all right. In the same vein, a senator representing Imo West, Rochas Okorocha, during the valedictory session, said that the return of former Senate President Ahmad Lawan to the upper legislative chamber remains a mystery, in a video that has now gone viral. Rochas asked Lawan to teach him how he returned to the Senate after losing the presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Again,
corruption everywhere.
We shall all stand to say Nigeria is a great country. And to those of you, our colleagues, including you, Mr. Senate President, you know you're a very smart politician.
Yeah.
How you came back is yet another political book to discuss.
Sorry?
How you came back is another chapter in our political history.
How I came back from where?
You return to the Senate as a senator
everywhere.
Will open another chapter of great discussion in our political book. Because I was there in the field with you running for president. I never knew how you were able to meander and return and leaving some of us. Next time you must teach me how to do that.
It was a treacherous journey because we had to go through the courts.
Corrupt people from beginning to the end.
All right, confession for confession. What can we do here? I would start with Bukachiwa about his wife. What do you make of that story, really?
Oji, I'm very happy this is happening. What a great time to be alive. God is a Nigerian.
Yes.
You can see what's happening underneath.
Yeah.
Sort of a very damning cover. If we're a sane country that truly wants to fight corruption, by now the authority should be calling him to expatiate more on those colleagues that were helped.
Yes.
He can do it to get away with it, but what about others that their wives are not judges? Must we all go and marry judges now because we want to get something? And I'm happy Rochas Okorocha also raised that case of the Senate. Even the incumbent Senate president, didn't the case go to court? Didn't the incumbent Senate president run for presidency? And we know how the case went through courts. You see, Nigeria has become a theater of the absurd. Overnight, when some people love you, you have done no wrong. But the moment you are at loggerheads with them, they will use everything to fight you. All of a sudden, Nigerians act like we don't see what happens. We don't see what happened in the process. All of a sudden, we have forgotten. But you see, like Rochas Okorocha said, that will be another political booklet to be opened. It will be on record the role our courts played. And we keep seeing all of that. But you see, I keep saying something, Oji. It is righteousness that will exalt a nation. And we are seeing them confess their sins out.
Absolutely.
Until we build in Nigeria, currently, like they say on social media, they play.
They play.
Olisa Ogbakoba described it as a monumental disgrace. He wants...
Now, I don't want to even talk too much on this video. I want to present to you people someone who will describe to you what Nigeria is all about. Proud to this video when I play. Let me bring that to somebody who will help me. Tell me now, waiting this country, what they call Nigeria, from A to Z, the summary of Nigeria. May the man tell us waiting Nigeria, as Nigeria they run. Watch video.
You see, the leadership, both God state and federal, they are conscious of the fact as to who heads the state assembly or the national assembly. The reasons are very simple. Nigerian constitution empowers the national assembly or the state assembly to sack, impeach a governor. They are to approve the budget. And where the governor goes contract or the president goes contract, impeach the person. So if you are the president or governor, you must know who is there. Because you've given him the knife and they can kill you. That is why they are doing what they are doing. Akpabio is facing corruption charges in the FCC. Yare is facing corruption charges in the UFCC. Ojikalo was in the prison. He just came out and still facing the charges. How can we talk of corrupt leadership taking over that institution? The institution that was supposed to correct the evil in the society.
Senate.
The institution that was supposed to stand for the implementation of the law. The institution that will create laws for us. Who heads it? A criminal suspect. Even though the law says the suspect is not
guilty.
is not proven guilty until the court of law. But the moment you have an atom of suspect, you leave. Look at Europe. Mayor accusing somebody, he resigned. What happened? Look at what happened. What is going on in the UK? Look at what is going on in America. And now Black Africa want to stay to power.
No,
forever.
the glue. The one died there.
Because we use that power to steal.
Yes.
We use that power to corrupt, to enrich ourselves and do other things. Otherwise, if they are to serve, they must work within the rule of law. And if they want to respect Nigeria, we don't need criminals to be in the leadership. We don't need suspected criminals to be in our leadership. So for a president to insist that criminal A or criminal B or criminal C should be his preferred candidate.
You mean Akpabio?
In the complex National Assembly or State Assembly, then there's a question mark.
You mean Tinubu and Akpabio?
I am 44 years in politics.
No, you don't think.
Nigerians are docile.
Very docile people.
Nigeria is the most docile country I've seen. The moment they muzzle them, they fall flat and allow it to go. In the past, we used to have a faction, the military. But today, the society don't encourage military rule because they are not also clean. And if we are going to talk about demonstrations, civil demonstration, that is also lacking because they are ready to bribe everybody. Then the security agencies are not also helping matters. The judiciary and the security agencies are not helping matters.
Very corrupt.
They connive.
Corrupt everywhere.
With those so-called entitled criminals. To intimidate the society.
That's it.
And so, if they get their way, that is the end of it. Because all of them are interested in money. They are not interested in service.
Mba.
If they are interested in service, then they can be able to do what is right. Somebody asked me a question one time. How much are they paying a judge? That if a judge sees a 1 billion naira, he will not take. His number of years in service is up to 1 billion. His pension and gratuity is up to 1 billion. And if you can get that money and retire and go, which is better? The area of integrity is no longer important in Nigeria. People lived go to National Assembly or go to government, and in a poor man in 3, 4 months, 6 months, you see him with flashy cars, you see him building mansions all over the place, and they cannot question him. They make him a chief. So it's a rotten country.
Rotten country.
They are not interested in integrity. They are not doing what is right.
Very rotten.
And we don't know where this would lead us to. But it's a very dangerous curve. We are beginning to pass the red line. And the politicians in Nigeria don't learn. If they have learned their lesson, we saw what happened when the military took over in 1983. But they don't learn. We also saw when Buhari took over his second tenure, what he did. How some persons were punished. The security advisor was in prison for many years. Yet, a lot of things happened. And Nigeria have a cult. The presidency, whatever involvement they have, nobody probes them. I've never seen any Nigerian president that has been probed.
Who are you?
And so you can go and do whatever you like and get free. So the impunity with which the political class is ruling this country is taking a dangerous step. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow.
Chief, how can we change? How can this narrative be changed?
It's the society.
Is it possible?
The society must purge themselves. The moment the society decide that this is what they want, it will go. But when the society is cowed, because first they make them poor, there is poverty in the land. The politicians make sure everybody is poor. So when it is time for politics, they give you carrot. And because you're hungry, they go for the lower fruits, hanging fruits, small carrots. Forgetting that if they take that money, it will not last them 1 week and they come back to square one. Because they are not interested. They say, after now, I will not see the person.
To cry for them.
So it's difficult. So the changing will start with the society. When the society begins to question people, my friend, where do you get this money? We cannot celebrate you because we don't know where your source of income.
Oh, yeah?
When people carry money to the churches and people to donate, the pastors don't ask them the source of the money.
Receive it.
Who has somebody is giving them money.
With happiness.
When the pastor starts to ask questions, when the imam start to ask questions, when our religious body begin to ask questions, and think of what is right. Nobody is talking about heavenly kingdom. Nobody is talking about God. They are preaching prosperity. So everybody wants to prosper by hook or by crook. We must change this mentality to an upright system. We have somebody who say, this is my principle. This is what I want. This is what is right. The day the judges will rule based on the law, without looking at loopholes, without looking at technicalities, if they will rule based on the law, then Nigeria will begin to change. But if judges continue to rule based on technicalities and not judging based on the law or what the law says, if they cannot circumvent the law, then Nigeria will change. But we have somebody who can bribe the judge to change the court. I was just reading a story where one of the governors was convicted last year, and today is the governor. And Nigerian law says you cannot be a governor if you are convicted. That is the society we are living in. So the rules are being turned up and upside down in this country. And who interprets the law? Is the judiciary. Who interprets the rule? Is the judiciary. So when the judiciary is upright, the society will learn to be upright. And when the society is upright, the political class will check themselves. We've seen pictures where some politicians took food to Ghana, food to people in Ghana, and the food were returned to them.
Take it.
But here in Nigeria, somebody brought food for you, you'll be glad to accept the food.
Don't rush up.
You don't even ask questions 2 times.
The
society must change to learn to ask questions. When your child go and bring money, somehow, you don't ask. Your child is driving different kinds of car.
You don't ask.
We have the Yahoo boys, and their parents are happy with them. You don't ask questions. And when it boomerangs, you begin to cry, or you lose your life. So the society must begin to ask questions. Parents must ask questions. Charity begins at home. The moment we begin to ask ourselves questions and do what is right, then Nigeria will be right.
With this picture you just painted of the judiciary, should we expect anything positive from what is ongoing with the presidential tribunal? Well,
you see, did not start now. When we are growing up, we read The Incorruptible Judge. There are still people who are courageous, who are incorruptible, who stand by the rule. But how many are there? Few. And when the head is rotten, the tail is also rotten. How did they get the appointment to become judges?
How did they get the appointment?
We have seen instances in River State where a nice person was supposed to be a chief judge. With the case of Justice Membre, late Justice Membre, it's a celebrated case in here. They circumvented seniority and brought somebody under her to be the chief judge. Breaking the rules, bending the rules. And the Judicial Service Commission accepted it. So we need to change our orientation as a people. We need to see what is truth, what is right. And until we do that, my dear, Nigeria may run into another brick wall. And we'll start all over again. But we need to change. And God helping us, we will change.
When I don't see the video, that's exactly the problem we have in Nigeria. If you are not with them, you are against them, they will deal with you. That's all. That's how I see all those play when they play here. I don't see that fighting corruption and all that. If you are fighting corruption, fight everybody. All FASEC. If somebody want to be a member, Ganduje, what did they do that till now? Why is he not in prison by now? Why is he not being judged? Why is his case not? But I don't want to talk again. Hence the person is in that ruling cabal. In that ruling cabal, you are safe. Until maybe another person, when you fight against, come into power. And they begin to probe you. So the politics and corruption in Nigeria, they fight is that when it gets my turn, I deal with you, one deal with me. That's it. That when you come out, another person deal with you. Like what did they happen for Imo State? What did they happen for River State? Rubbish. Corruption setting and when they fight. I'm not interested about that. Guys, if you love what you're doing, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram and do it even on TikTok. All of my followers gonna live, guys. Peace out.